Playing a classical MMORPG would be awesome because you all can feel how the real MMORPG should be. Why the MMORPGs become so famous back then? Because nowadays every MMO comes with anime style, which is we need something refreshing to break those trends. That MMORPG looks like a World of Warcraft. Please like this video, thanks. Top 11 Best Classic MMORPGs that looks like World of Warcraft Mobile MMORPG for Android iOS. You can support this channel and send us a special thanks. Etherspire. For a classic MMORPG, this game will be very good on your mid-range spawn level. Even the game size is pretty small for a nowadays MMORPG. You will start with a small village that has less NPC around, but we can interact with them and get asked for the quest and mission. So far, this is the best MMORPG that is pretty anti-mainstream. We will play manually and no auto navigation. We need to read the dialogue to know our quest, but mostly the mission is only killing the monster and collecting the monster drop items. Our character's equipment will be adjustable depending on the weapon, armor, and the wing that we are equipped with. The combat battle is pretty simple, we just need to come closer to the enemy you want it to. Then the character will directly attack them by himself. Right now, the game is still in development and updated. The best classical MMORPG for Android and iOS. Tarisland. I will definitely play this game when this game launches on global in a few months before. The most played MMORPG is only with anime style, but Tarisland will break them up. We as the MMORPG lover really waiting for this game that has a classical MMORPG just like World of Warcraft Mobile. I really love the whole concept is full no autoplay MMORPG, no auto combat and no auto quest. Absolutely, it's aiming for the hardcore players. The combat mechanism is pretty smooth. We can move the character while attacking. It's a pretty good way to unleash the skill. PvE and PvP is the main focus on Tarisland gameplay. Riding a mount is a great option for exploring the open world. This game was made by the powerful games developer, which is Tencent company. Even the developer asks the player about the crafting system that the player wants. We can meet another players over the world through cross-platforms which are PC, Android, and iOS. Era of Legend. This is one of the best classic MMORPGs on Android iOS, but you will not find this game on Play Store because the developer only provides the Android link on his official website. But you can go to App Store for this iOS MMORPG. This game is truly a magnificent MMO. The graphics are very sharp and detailed. It has such a wide world to explore, and lucky we are because we can explore the world by our pet. The gameplay has an auto navigation that will make you easily go to the next mission. I was shocked this MMO has so many character classes, which are 12 classes with all different weapons. It has a boss raid that we can make a co-op multiplayer with the other players. The combat battle mechanism is pretty smooth. Even we can attack the enemy while we are moving to make a space for the enemy and avoid the attack. Even the game has been updated several times, but I think developers need a huge amount of marketing to make a newbie try this game. The game size is pretty big. You need to download extra data in the game before starting the game. Best classical MMORPG for mobile. Celtic Heroes 3D MMORPG. When I checked it on Play Store, this classic MMORPG has several updates. I think more players should replay this game right now. I can easily compare this classical game that really has a high quality on many aspects. It's totally bringing us back to old school MMORPG with a medieval era. The landscape is full of empty grassland. The only high building we can see is the main castle. It's much higher than the other villagers' houses. The music is really cinematic and seems to have a high value orchestra. The open world is so wide, we must explore the world by ourselves or manual navigation. The combat mechanism is we need to tap the enemy manually and let the player do a basic attack by himself. Each time we level up, we'll gain status point attributes and create your own character power. This MMORPG has male and female characters with so many job selection, which are warrior, rogue, ranger, mage, and druid. Do a little character customization of hair and skin color. Celtic Heroes is one of the best classical MMORPG that looks like World of Warcraft Mobile vibes. Ancient Reborn MMORPG. If you like a tab MMORPG with a classic style, then this game would be really great on you. You can navigate the characters by tapping the path, then your character will come on the spot that you are tapping. It will have the same way when you lock the enemy. So basically, this MMORPG is not auto quest. We must find the quest by ourselves. There is ton of side quests we can accept through asking the NPC around the village or the city. Ancient Reborn MMORPG has male and female characters. The character customization is pretty simple, but after we replay this game, it has better graphic and a new story prologue. The developer keeps maintaining the number of the server and let the player know which server has the most active player. Buy new weapons in the shop and your characters can equip various mounts of weapons like bow, hammer, axe, and sword shield. The ambience is pretty much let the player come into a classical RPG games for Android iOS. Evil Lands Online. Even the title has an action RPG word, but the game is actually a MMORPG. It's pretty insane. The total game size is less than 1 GB, but I admit the quality is very high. The whole world is really refreshing with a lot of trees and beautiful cliffs and mountains. Seriously, all of the enemy is pretty aggressive. They all will come after you at once, but lucky we are because our basic attack can deal with the area of effect. You can learn a new skill by leveling up your character. The EXP is pretty easy to obtain after defeating the weak enemy, but when you find the boss monster with green mark on his body, it means they are pretty tough to kill. We can choose 3 different jobs, which are Axe Warrior, Sword Assassin, and Staff Mage. Changing the character's gender is possible. Best classic MMORPG for Android iOS. Arcane Legends. This game got a ton of achievement and reward back then. It was the most popular classic MMORPG on mobile, but I really cannot believe it. It still has so many active players playing this game. But let me tell you the main reason why. The first one is the game size is pretty small, just under 500 MB. It needs low endpoints to run. It's full of features that all MMORPG lover will love to play, like PvP, player versus player in the arena, no auto MMORPG, it has a trade system, and I really love how alive the city looks like. Because of every character that has a high level of equipment, then his appearance will become shiny. The world chat is quite polite for a MMORPG genre, even though it has a PvP features actually. The gameplay of Arcane Legend is, we can call a pet to deal with his skill and use our active skill to kill the enemy. Best game MMORPG classical style. World of Kings. When this game launched on global for the first time, I remember it's full of players, one of the best MMORPGs on that era. But now it only has a few players with a high level like level 80 and more. Seriously, this classical MMORPG needs a newbie player to join. This game really gives a great experience in the tutorial. We will easily get a horse mount to ride and can try to drive a robot to kill the enemy. The one thing I really love the most is we can select 10 different classes and pick 6 various races like human, dwarf, elf, which really reminds me of World of Warcraft Mobile. The character customization is pretty simple at all. Now this game has an auto navigation game, but it's pretty okay considering how wide the world map is. My advice is the developer should maintain the number server. If they can combine 2 or 3 servers at once, that would be great. Villagers and Heroes. Villagers and Heroes. This game is playable on PC and mobile, but on the mobile, the graphics are not really optimized well. It still has a pixel up and needs to be upgraded. The gameplay has a great story and a lot of content. We can easily increase the character's power by focusing on the passive skill tree and matching the right active skill as our equipment. This classic MMORPG has so much content and features, like fishing will get the EXP, farm plants and crafting. Everything can be done by no auto, such a fun game at all. The combat battle is we can unleash the skill that needs a cooldown time. Most of the enemies will cast their skill by taking quite a long time, so we have enough time to prevent his skill. Every player has the same chance to become the best player, because the developer will not give a huge reward to start, so everyone will start from nothing to something. The best classical MMORPG Android iOS. Adventure Quest 3D. Adventure Quest 3D. Seriously, I would highly recommend you to play this game, because this game is one of the most played MMORPG with fully classic gameplay. No auto at all, the fighting, the quest, the boss raid, everything should be done by yourself. Most of the player will play in one server, which is the Red Dragon. They will gather in one server that makes the game seem so alive. Even though it has existed for more than 7 years, it still has so many loyal players joining the guild. It's truly not a toxic MMORPG. All players will really appreciate the newbie. Even if you ask randomly on the global chat, they will help you and answer your question. It will help a newbie to make faster progress. This MMORPG will allow you to do a PvP duel, trade items and make a party to hunt the world boss. Best MMORPG on Android iOS. Orcus Online MMORPG. Seriously, as a SOBIMU fan game, this game would be really worth playing. Even though the game didn't get several updates, but I'm impressed with how this MMORPG still has a loyal player that plays 24 hours. I think it's because it's playable on a very low-end phones. It has a beautiful music and the best character weapons and armor with a flashy aura around them. Some players said it has a clunky combat, but for me, I have a different consideration. The combat battle is pretty good for a MMORPG with 250 MB size. We can use a skill with beautiful visual as well. That's why MMOs make a loyal players as always. Just to let you know, this MMORPG is no autoplay.